Ages ago, I did a series called My Favorite Blank Workout. It was all express workouts focused on my favorite series for different body parts. I never posted my favorite ab exercises, so today we will focus on my favorite core workout on the reformer. Load on 2 heavy springs. Headrest will come up, meet me lying down on your reformer. While you're getting situated, hit the subscribe button and check out my membership, where you can get access to over 60 exclusive workouts, lots of fun prop work, weekly workout plans, and much, much more. That is the place to go advance your practice. I'll see you there. Now, I don't want to throw you into the fire without a little warm up, so we'll start lying down on your back. Place the arch of the left foot on the foot bar. Right leg comes up to tabletop. Find a nice neutral spine. So we're not flattened out, we're not arched, just somewhere in between. We're gonna press out, right leg stays on tabletop, bring it back in. Left leg presses out, right leg stays in tabletop. So while we're doing this, we wanna feel the sensation of your lower abdominals, specifically that deepest core layer, your transverse abdominis, really kicking on to support. After we've done about 6 of those, let's extend the right leg over the foot bar. Exhale, feel your abs zip on, bring your leg to tabletop. Scoot it under the foot bar and bring it up. Right leg goes over the foot bar, use your core to pull that knee in. Use your core to stabilize as the right leg goes under, bring it back up. 2 more to make it 4. Last one like this, and under. Good. Now, we're going to extend the leg over the foot bar as we come in. As we come up, bring that leg right up to the ceiling, 90 degrees. Finding lots of energy reaching through the leg. Use your core muscles to stabilize. 2 more like this. We want to feel your ribs pulling down to your hip bones. And up. Make sure your arms are down by your sides. Extend your left leg long. We're going to tap the bar with your right toe. Exhale, bring it up. Try to isolate your abdominals here. You will, of course, feel that your right thigh working, as well as your left leg stabilizing. But we want to zero in on your ab muscles here, just as we warm up. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. Small circles to the outside. We go for 4. Working really hard to keep the pelvis as stable as possible. That's where we're getting this core warm up happening. Reverse for 4. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Good. Bend your knee, bring it to tabletop. Knee over hip, shin parallel to the ceiling. We take the leg out to the side, bring it back to center. Warming up the obliques now. Out to the side, bring it back to center. Last one. Back to tabletop. Bend the left leg, extend the right leg over the bar. Right foot goes down to the foot bar. Left leg comes up to tabletop. Now, keep that nice neutral pelvis, neutral spine. We're going to retain that bent leg to begin. Right leg extends out with control and bends to bring it in. All the while we keep the left leg in tabletop, core zipping on and up. Good. 4 more to make this one 6. Just getting used to stabilizing while we're pressing away on that right leg. Last 2, you're also welcome to use your breath. Like a big exhale, like you're blowing up a balloon. Good. Now this time when we come back, we're going to extend the left leg over the foot bar. Exhale, bring it to tabletop. Skate the leg under the foot bar. Use your core to stabilize your pelvis and back. So we reach over, tabletop. Reach under, tabletop. 2 more, slowly with control. You're just kind of using power and banging through the motions. Without really zeroing into that mind-body connection, we won't get as much work here. Last one. Slow and steady. Good. Now, We bring the leg over the foot bar, raise it all the way up to the ceiling, nice straight leg. We tap the toe down to the bar, lift it back up. Once again, feeling your ribs pulling down toward your hips the entire time. Lots of core stabilization. Last one. Bring your leg up to the ceiling. Draw your circles to the outside for 4. Inhale as you go around. Exhale to come up. Feeling those obliques start to kick on as well. Last 2 in this direction. Really focus on keeping that right hip really steady. Let's reverse. Last 2. You can put a little extra pressure in your palms too if you need a little more support. Good. Now we're going to bend that leg to tabletop. Knee over hip, shin parallel to the ceiling. We wing it out to the side. Exhale, bring it in. So both the knee and the foot are going out equally to the side. It's not just the knee. Taking the whole leg to create that tension on your obliques to force them to stabilize your core. Good. Bend the right leg, extend the left leg over the foot bar. Feet come to the outer corners. Let's windshield wiper the knees side to side. Look in the opposite direction. Once each side, and then repeat. Give yourself a little release through the low back. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of that deep core connection before we move on to more exciting things. When you're ready, roll on up to sitting. We're going to switch to 1 heavy and 1 light spring, and we will move on. If you've been with me on the channel before and you've been paying attention, you know I love the long stretch series. Normally I start this with down stretch on the knees. I'll take it a little more classically minded today, and we will start with a long stretch, which basically is like a moving plank. We will start with the toes curled under, up against the headrest. If you have a sticky pad, I strongly recommend that you put that down. Alternatively, you could use grip socks, or if you have neither, put your feet up against the shoulder blocks behind you just so you don't slip off into oblivion, basically. So when you're ready, come up to your kneeling position. We will curl the toes under, place them up against the headrest, thumbs to the front of the bar with the rest of your fingers. I'm so sorry, somebody's jackhammering outside, so you're getting a real slice of honest to goodness knee work. Shoulders over wrists. We're going to, one at a time, lift the knees up, find a plank position. So we want to roughly find a spot where we have a diagonal line from knees to hips to shoulders. Once we're there, press the carriage away. Feel your head lift on an upward diagonal. As you come back in, shoulders come just about over the wrists. We press out. Exhale to come in. Man, you guys hit a New York bingo, both jackhammering and police sirens. Good times. Let's go for 3 more. Trying to feel your pelvic floor lifting, your hip bones pulling together, and trying to avoid your head dipping down. Feel that sense of length, creating this diagonal line from your heels to your hips, to your shoulders, to the crown of your head. On this last one, bend your knees. Close the stopper, bring your knees down to the mat, and you can press back into a child's pose if you like. Arms reach over the bar, hips down to your heels, roll up to sitting. Now we'll go right into down stretch, which is maybe my favorite of the series. It's the kneeling plank, but instead of having a really straight spine, we're going to try to find more of a curve, but not lose the support of the abs while we're in this position. Toes will curl under. This time up against the shoulder blocks for everybody. Hands on the foot bar, thumbs all the way forward with the rest of your fingers. We will start with these shoulders over your wrists, and we want to find a big scoop in the pelvis, or the low back really. While we're here, we're not just going to sink into the low back and let the abs kind of relax and go on vacation. We still want that sense of the rib cage pulling down toward the hips, collarbone really wide, and bring your eyes up. We're going to keep the gaze high. Send the carriage back. Hips are going to stay forward. Feel your head come on an upward motion while your eyes stay high. Now, things I commonly see with my clients in person, people want to tend to let the gaze come down to the floor. And as a consequence, sometimes the butt starts to pike back, which takes all the work out of the core. So we want to keep the eyes high, think really wide collarbone. And then as you come up to the top, keep that sense of openness in the chest. Keep your abs lifting like you're pulling your belly button up to your spine, or up to your sternum, excuse me. And as you come up, open chest like you're an incredibly important person, which of course you are. Last one. Good. Now we're gonna kneel back, switch to 2 heavy springs here for knee stretches. I said down stretch was my favorite. This is a rival. Now this time, instead of the hips being way, way forward and staying forward, we're gonna press back, almost hovering the hips above the heels. We're gonna keep this pressure away from the bar. So as you start to move the carriage, we're not letting the shoulders and the head move forward and back. We're keeping this pressure all the way out. Now imagine you're a jockey on a horse. You're gonna keep that low chest, eyes slightly forward, flare your sit bones to the back wall, knees come back and forward, hinging at the hips. We press out, big exhale, control the carriage in, fold at the hips. So you can do this one in a rounded position. Today I'm choosing to do it in more of a flat back or neutral spine. We really want to feel hip bones pulling together, pelvic floor lifting. Really try to isolate this work in the lower abdominals rather than in the quads. That said, if you feel it in the quads, it's not the end of the world. But that means that the abs need to eventually take center stage. So as much as you can, see if you can use your tricks to get the low abs to kick on, such as using your exaggerated breath, like you're blowing up a balloon, or blowing out birthday candles, or just being really dramatic. Feeling your pelvic floor lifting, hip bones pulling together, and belly button pulling up to your sternum. Good. Let's pause there for a sec. Shake out your wrists if you need to. We're gonna do that whole thing this time, if we can, knees lifted. This one is considerably harder for most people, myself included, but in essence, it's the same movement, but we're gonna hover the knees above the mat just the tiniest bit, as low as we can in between. So we're essentially gonna lift the knees up, press away, hinge at the hips, knees bend and press. Knees bend and press. Still pushing away on the foot bar. Knees bend and press. If this is too much, put your knees down, do another set with the knees down. And full disclosure, I feel way more quads on this one. And that's okay. 2 more. Last set, or last rep. Bring it all the way in. Good, take a child's pose and a nice rest. Feet down, knees wide. Send your hands over the foot bar. Rock side to side, give yourself a little release. We're gonna continue on in the series in just a sec. Next, we move right into up stretch. So we will walk the heels back to the shoulder blocks, then step them up about halfway. So they're not resting on top, we're sort of right in the middle, but standing on the balls of the feet. We're gonna start with these shoulders over the wrists. We're gonna roll back, find a big curve in the spine, and press the carriage along so we're in this flat plank. Now take this long diagonal line you've created, bring it all the way back until your shoulders are over your wrists. Once you're then there, close the stopper around your spine, bring your hips over your heels, press out. Flatten the spine out or lengthen it through the spine. Bring that plank shape forward. Now scoop under with the pelvis and round back, hips over heels. Let's take 2 more like this. Press back, reach your tailbone long behind you, head travels on that diagonal line forward. Pike the hips up, round the spine, shift your weight back. Big breath in, exhale, extend it long, lengthen through the spine, head travels forward. Hike the hips up, control it as you go back. Close the stopper with control and bring it back. Now we transition right into elephant. Heels come down to the mat, right next to the shoulder blocks. We'll keep our hands on the foot bar and bring our hips right over our heels. So we don't want to be somewhere over here where the shoulders are closer to the wrists. We really want to bring the hips right over the heels. Feel that sense of lengthening through the back of the legs and a stretch through the glutes as we stick the tailbone out behind us. You can do this in a rounded spine. If you choose to, I prefer it in flat back or neutral spine. Lift your toes, keep them lifted, and feel your ribs pulling down toward your pelvis, your belly button drawing up toward your sternum. We're gonna press out briskly, come in slowly, 3, 2, 1. Toes are staying up. Press out briskly, in for 3, 2, 1. Press out, in, 3, 2, 1. Press out, in, 3, 2, 1. Trying to keep your constant pressure against the bar. So I'm not pressing out and letting the head and shoulders drift in and out. You've got that stillness in the upper body. Now that we've got that in our bodies, we're gonna lift the right leg up, bring the knee into a flamingo position, or extend it long in front of you. I'm gonna go for the flamingo bent knee. Left toes are reaching up, press away from the foot bar, send the carriage back and forth. Steady pace here. 3 more to make it 5. Last one, using the abs to control the carriage in and out. Leg goes directly to the side. Try to keep it at hip height. Constant pressure out. Straight legs on both sides. Once you've done your 5, bring it all the way back into your arabesque. Press away on that foot bar. Carriage goes out and in. Core stays on. 3 more to make it 5. And last one. Bend your knee, bring it all the way in. Place that heel down. Shift your weight back. Remove the sweat from your hands if you need to. And we're going to bring your left knee now into that bent knee flamingo position or extended forward, whatever works for you. We're gonna start pressing the right heel back. Keep the right toes up. Use your abdominals. You're gonna feel more working on the right side here probably. Weight stays in your heels. Now, left leg goes out to the side. Try to keep it at hip height. 5. I've got 3 more. 2. And 1. Try not to kick my wall here. Send the leg back in your arabesque. Nice press out. Heel comes back and forth. 5 times, keep that pressure in your heel, keep the energy reaching through the left leg as well. Once you hit your 5, close the stopper as much as you can. Bend the left leg, place the foot down. Press back, bring your hips over your heels. Stretch back, feeling that stretch a little bit more through your hamstrings. Roll on up. And you're done. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not yet checked out the other videos in my favorite workout series, I'll include a link here. Subscribe, I post new workouts every week. And check out my membership where I post exclusive workouts. You can get weekly workout plans and so much more. Thank you so much to my membership supporters. We made it to 100, yeah! Double thanks to the folks who've been with me for 6 months or more, particularly the 1-year list. Da 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 da. Thank you so much for helping me turn this into a full-time gig. I will see you soon.